So in this video, I'm going to take you through my Spotify for Artists profile. I have not been using it for a very long time. I just hit 6 months. Now I'm going to just take you through the things that I use, kind of my experience on it. And I'm sure you can find a more detailed video somewhere online, but yeah, I hope this helps. So the first thing you're brought to once you log into your Spotify for Artists profile is home. Maybe I should also show you just how to log into your Spotify for Artists profile. The first thing you need to do in order to get that is go into your distributor, and then you'll need to come to this part here and then come to special access, and you'll see Spotify for Artists. When you click on that, you'll be brought to a page like this where you'll need to select the artist. If you have multiple artists, depending on the kind of account you have, there might be, you could have several here, but for me, it's just the same. It's really the same person. So once you click and then click get access, you'll get access to your Spotify for Artists. It's pretty instant. Now, once you have access to it, you'll be brought to your homepage. On the homepage, the first thing you'll see is the performance of your most recent release. Here you can see it was dropped 46 days ago, and it has just over 600 streams. And you can see it's set as an artist pick. Now, an artist pick is this. When you come to my profile, you'll see something that I've pinned to the profile. This is my artist pick. So ideally, I should have a canvas. I haven't added one yet, but I'll show you what that looks like because for my last single, I did. Now, I don't use any of these links here. I don't really use them. I usually just come and look at these statistics. So last 7 days, we see listeners, streams, followers, and we see the same for the top songs in the last 7 days and then top playlist in the last 7 days. The next category we want to look at is music. Now, music has different parts as well. There's releases, there's songs, there's playlists, and there's upcoming. At the top here, whatever data you can see down here, you can also filter in time. So you can see 24 hours, 7 days, all the way to all time. Now, what's the difference between releases and songs? They sound the same, but the main difference is under releases, you find all your projects. So for example, if you dropped like an album, you would have the album here, and then each of the songs under the album listed below the album. So it would be, let's say, Messiah 1, maybe Good Lord 2, then 3, but under this album. So when you click on this, the album, in this case, it's just a single, but it's kind of categorized as an album. You're able to see the performance of the song over the last 28 days. Now, if it was a project, like a full project of like, more than one song, I would be able to see the performance of the whole project here, all the songs. So I'll be able to see the streams, listeners, streams per listener, playlist ads, and saves. So I hope that's a bit more clear. Now, when you come and click on one of the songs that is under the project, like we've established, then here you're able to see the statistics for this particular song. So the number of streams, listeners, same thing for this amount of time. So if you want to see over the last 12 months, of course, this was dropped just last month. You can see we have 611 streams, 500 listeners, boom. So let's go to songs. Under songs, you find the songs that have been displayed to you will be in order of number of streams. So which song has the most number of streams? That is the order in which they will be placed. And that is within the last 28 days. So you have here, you can filter these streams or these analytics here, but only up to 28 days. Oh, my bad. It's actually, you can actually filter all the way back to all time, but then it jumps from 28 days to 12 months to all time. So yeah, again, I'm just learning as well. Anyway, you can click on this in order to see more details in a to see the analytics of a particular song. So the streams, listeners, streams per listen, and within here you also see that there are different categories. There is the overview, there is source of streams, there is location, and then there is playlists. So under source of streams, we see up to about 6. So your profile and catalog, this is where someone came to your actual profile or someone searched within Spotify to find your song. If that was the way they found it, it will fall under this. Then listeners' own playlist and library. This is where someone added your song to their playlist. Someone who uses Spotify as a streaming platform. So this is a good metric in my opinion. It's like people are really interested in coming back to your music. Other listeners' playlists. I've only seen this when I am doing promos. So when I'm running some type of playlist promotion, if you're interested in that, I have a whole playlist, 30 days, where I documented a rollout for a song. And towards the end, I was doing some playlist promotion. So maybe you can find that in the description of this video. Under Spotify editorial and personalized editorial playlists, these are created by Spotify. Okay. So they they group your music, and then um, basically they share that music with listeners on the platform, and that's how they have found you. Those are now people who fall under this particular statistic. And then under Spotify algorithmic playlist, this one is created by the algorithm, the Spotify algorithm. So we're talking Discover Weekly, we're talking Release Radar, we're talking these things that are personalized as well. So, or rather, they are known as programmed, not personalized, but rather programmed playlists. And then other. I don't really know what falls under other, but yeah. So streams from playlists made by Spotify algorithms. Let's just double check. I don't want to lie to you guys. Streams from playlists made by Spotify editors and playlists curated by editors and personalized. Huh? Streams from playlists made by Spotify editors and playlists curated by editors and personalized by algorithm. Yes. So we on point. Streams from a listener's personal playlist. Boom. Then location. So this is where you find like the countries that have been streaming your song. Right. So you can see my this song over the last 28 days. I've got the most streams from the US, the next from South Africa, then Uganda, then Kenya. This has been my market. Then you scroll down, you can see it's broken down now into particular cities. Then boom, boom, boom. You can see there are different ways here you can. Are there? I don't want to. I thought there's a different way that this can be displayed, but I guess not. Then let's go to playlists. Under playlists, here you'll find the playlist that your song has been added to. So what I know is these two playlists that they're saying here, the top two playlists are those that have had or that have contributed more than 2 streams. I think more than 2 streams to my song. I actually learned this just yesterday. I was watching a video. I'll leave it linked below. I think it's by a guy called Andrew Southworth. I might have butchered his name. Andrew something. But he was talking about this in a more detailed manner. He's more experienced, so you can check out his video. But basically, you can see my top 2 playlists have been made by Spotify. So these are editorial playlists. I have no control over these, right? I can't bribe them to add my song. I just submit it before it gets released. And yeah, sometimes even after it's released, they can still add you because maybe it fits their playlist. But my whole point is you have no control over this. Boom. Let's just look at also how you can filter it maximum by 12 months. Boom. Now you can see also over the last 12 months, these have been the top 4 of 10 playlists for this song, right? So you can see here, I was so excited when I was added to this, but they're all Spotify playlists. So Spotify has actually given my song, this song, the streams that it has got. That's what happened. Crazy. Okay. So that we've taken a look at songs. Now let's look at playlists. Under playlists, you'll see it's broken down into 3 parts. There's algorithmic, there is a Spotify editorial and personalized editorial playlists, and then there is listener playlists. Algorithmic are just like the ones I showed you. These ones you have no control over, and they're personalized for every listener based on what they like and what they think they will like, and what they, like we, like Spotify, think they will like. Boom. Again, you have no control. Spotify editorial, with this, you can submit your song, and editors will consider, to add it to an editorial playlist, maybe before it's released or right after it's released. Then there are also these personalized ones, which are created by editors at Spotify that they can add you to. Now, for example, this I think is a personalized editorial playlist, if I'm not mistaken. And I was added on August of 14th of August. The listener playlist, these ones are created by Spotify listeners, everyday people, you and I. And someone added me to their playlist on 16th of August last month. Boom. Under upcoming, if you have any songs that you're releasing and you've sent it out to the editorial for editorial playlisting, you've pitched it for editorial playlisting, this is where it will appear. If you have any upcoming music, maybe you scheduled a later date. I've only done it, I think, once or twice this year because I only upgraded my account. If you're a DistroKid user, you know that the first account, the first plan in DistroKid does not give you this, does not allow you to be able to schedule a release date later on, and therefore does not allow you to pitch your song to editorial playlists. So I recently, I'm still learning about this. That's the whole point of telling you that. Under audience, here we shall find statistics to do with, obviously, the people that listen to our music. We see the stats are set or categorized in listeners, streams per listener, the same way that we saw last time: saves, playlist ads, and followers. Again, we are filtering within this time frame. We can do 12 months as well, and these figures will change. And then we have a graph. Boom. Segments. We have our listeners segmented into three parts. There's the active audience, people who have listened to my music within the last 28 days actively, like they intentionally went and looked for my music. This previously active audience are people that were in the active audience, but then within the last 28 days, they have not gone in search for my song. They have not listened to my song. Then the majority, 92%, fall under programmed audience. So here you find people who only stream my music from programmed sources like editorial playlists, Discover Weekly. So this is Spotify putting in effort to put my music in front of new people. You'll find that majority of the people that have listened to my music will fall within this, at least at the beginning. And I think ideally for a very long time. But we'll see over time. So yeah, we move to demographics. Under demographics here, you can see how your audience is split up: male, female, non-binary, not specified. And then you can also look at the ages. You can see the highest number of listeners is under 25 to 34, that age range. And yeah, mostly male. And then location. What are my top streaming countries? The United States, South Africa. This is within the last 28 days, right? Oh, looks like I can only do 28 days. But this is it, with the top city being Kampala. Okay. Hometown. All right. Under release engagement, here we are able to see how people over the last 28 days have been engaging with my song, right? So of the 17 listeners in my active audience that I had before the release day of this song, one has intentionally streamed this release in the first 28 days. Ah, okay. I'm also just learning this right now, I won't lie. Of the 17 listeners in your active audience that you had before release day, one intentionally streamed this release in the first 28 days. So I guess that's what release engagement is. It's only in the first 28 days. Once that has passed, the song is now 46 days old. So yeah, no longer updating. They haven't told us here. So within that first month, you can come here to release engagement. And I guess it lets you know like how your song is doing. Data. Let's see, good Lord. And then the only songs that you can check release engagement for are releases within the last 6 months. I'm glad I came and saw this because I came and checked it out earlier. So of the 3 listeners in your active audience that you had before release day, zero intentionally streamed this release in the first 28 days. So you can even see a mere, this is, when was this? May 30th, March, April, May, June, July, August. A mere 4 months, right? I had 3 listeners before, and now I have 17 listeners. I guess with consistency, I can see this thing like cumulatively growing. But we'll see. We'll see. I have a drop coming out soon as well. For anyone who wants to check it out, Mr. from Uganda, let us get it. Okay. I don't really come to the merchant events. I won't lie. I don't know what I would be doing there yet. But like I said, we're going to take a look at Canvas, right? And you find that under video and visuals. So like I said, for Messiah, I didn't add one, but this is one where you can come and also add a canvas. And you can also add a canvas for each of your other songs. But then I wanted to show you for this. So this is the canvas I added. Ooh, I like this canvas. I like this canvas. It has been even getting me views. Like people have been coming and viewing the canvas. Like every maybe like what, like 7 days, maybe I get like 1 or 2 people that come and just view the canvas. So it's exciting. But yeah, that is really all there is, in my opinion, that I'm using right now on this side um, of Spotify for artists. I guess as my career grows, then I'll be able to add merchant events or like do extra stuff. But for now, peace.